What's up, everyone? John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo here with a full review for you of the 2011 Amazon Kindle. This is one of 3 new Kindles that were announced this year, including this guy, the Kindle Touch and the Kindle Fire. Let's go ahead and give it a full review and see if it deserves a place in your backpack. The original Amazon Kindle really revolutionized the e-reader market, and some would say defined it. E-readers existed prior to the Kindle's release, but we didn't have an end-to-end user experience. We didn't have that seamless Amazon bookstore that we have right now on the Kindle. And the 2011 iterations really carried that torch quite nicely, and you could say has kindled a bit of a fire. All right, so let's start with a hardware tour here. First, this guy is 30% lighter than the previous generation. And it comes in at less than 6 ounces, 5.98 ounces to be exact. 18% smaller body, but that same 6-inch screen that we've seen on previous generation Kindles. So the menu buttons here are still the same they are, but they got new icons. Look very Android-esque. So you've got a back button, you've got a keyboard button, which we'll talk about in a minute. That same 5-way navigation, so up, down, left, right, with a middle button, a menu button, and a home button. So let me go ahead and unlock the device. And I should say at this point, there are 2 options when you're looking to purchase the 2011 Kindle. You can get an ad-supported version for $79 or one without ads for $109. This is the version with ads. The ads are extremely unobtrusive. You really only see them when you're on the home screen. You don't see them when you're reading books, and you see them when you show a splash screen on the device when it's locked. There's really very little reason to not get the ad version. I hardly even notice they are there. So save yourself a couple bucks and get a case or buy yourself some books. All right, so let's go ahead and go back. We'll unlock the device here. So you've got a page back and a page forward button on the left, and the same combination on the right, page back and page forward. Bottom, you've got your charging port, which is the micro USB variety that also will sync it if you need. Although this does have the Whisper Sync technology, so you really never have to plug this guy in. Then you've got your power and hold button. Whisper Sync is very cool. So if you have a Kindle, but you also have a smartphone or a tablet, you can do some reading on your Kindle. You can open up your smartphone Kindle app or your tablet app on a ton of different platforms. And you can pick up right where you left off, which is really a nice thing. So you don't have to be stuck reading on just one device. If, let's say, you want to read in bed, and then you go to bed, you turn off the lights, and you want to read on a backlit device, like a tablet, you can go ahead and do that and not have to lose your spot. Very, very handy, actually. So the navigation here is pretty simple and pretty much what we've seen on standard Kindle devices. But what we're missing from the last generation is a keyboard. So let me show you what that looks like. We'll go ahead and jump into the bookstore. So I'll hit menu. And this is a Wi-Fi only model that I've got right here as well. So we'll go ahead and shop in Kindle Store. And this is ordinarily where you'd be able to just start typing. So let's say you want to search a book, but you don't have a keyboard here anymore. So what are you going to do? You're going to have to utilize an on-screen keyboard. So I'll hit this keyboard button right here, and there it is, and it works just as you'd expect. You scroll to the letters, you select it, and you move on. If you want to capitalize or hit numbers, you just go right up to the top. It's a bit of an inconvenience and a small nuisance, but one I would very easily deal with to have this much smaller form factor and be able to slide this into a bag without really noticing that it's there. So while the loss of a keyboard is a bit of an inconvenience, I do not mind it in the slightest, so don't let that deter you at all. So while we are here, this is the Kindle bookstore. Very easy to browse and find a book, books, newspapers, magazines, all kinds of great stuff. I'll show you what that looks like. You can go ahead and download a book, assuming you're on a decent internet connection with about 4 megabits down, in just about 60 seconds. You can see all the different options that you've got here to view. One of the nice new things about the new Kindle is that the page refresh rate has really been improved. So meaning when you hit the button, the new page shows up much quicker. One of the things about e-ink technology is it only uses the battery when it's actually changing, turning the page rather. So when you're showing a static image like this, no battery is being used, and because of that, you're going to get awesome battery life. So I'm currently reading the Steve Jobs biography. So if I wanted to turn a page, you can see how quickly that happens. But how much quicker is it than the old Kindle? Well, we happen to have a previous generation Kindle right here, and you can see the difference also in size. So the screen, same 6-inch. Hopefully you can see that right there. And here's the keyboard. So let me go ahead and unlock this guy. Now let's go ahead and see if there's a difference in the page refresh. So I'll open up a book. So we had Frankenstein on this particular one. All right, I'll go ahead and hit the next page buttons at the same time and see if there's any sort of speed difference. So you can see that it was much quicker. I'll go ahead and go back. So while it doesn't seem like a huge wait time, when you're dealing with a couple hundred or even 1,000-page book or thousands of pages over the course of using your Kindle, that little bit of time definitely adds up. And it makes for a more pleasant experience. Also, being able to change or turn the page rather that quickly does save on battery life. And this thing lasts forever. In fact, I've charged it one time since I got it, and I still have over half the battery here with the Wi-Fi always on. If you turn off Wi-Fi, your battery life is going to be even better. This is an awesome device. I love it. I love carrying it with me. It's extremely thin, really light. It's got a nice form factor to it, soft touch back, non-removable battery, or expandable memory, I should say. But compared to the old generation, you really can see a difference. For a relatively reasonable 80 bucks, this is a great purchase. It's going to make a great gift for the holidays. If you like to read and you don't want to hurt your eyes, this is going to be an awesome way to go. A lot of people ask, well, why would I read on a Kindle when I can read on my iPad, I can read on my tablet? Well, the big answer is glare and direct sunlight visibility. So tablets are obviously backlit, so you'll be able to read them at night, but you're also going to get a bit more eye strain. Also, tablets are known, especially with the glass displays, to reflect indirect sunlight. So you're going to lose out on some of that visibility when you're out at the beach, for example. For me, my eyes tend to hurt and seem to be getting worse and worse. And I have a much easier time reading on an e-ink display than I do on a tablet. So from a personal standpoint, I love reading on an e-ink display. Kindle's not the only e-ink device out there. Certainly the Nooks of the world, and Sony's got some e-readers, definitely are nice options as well. But the seamless experience with the Amazon bookstore here really makes the Kindle a 5-star recommendation, 2 thumbs up. This is hands down the best reader on the market right now. We'll see what Barnes & Noble announces soon, but for right now, this really is the best e-reader on the market. I'm John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo, and I'll see you guys in the next video.